The bell has rung, class is in session. Most of you think that the weight loss process is only about what you eat. But we have previously discussed that the crucial point is what, how much, and why we eat. We already know the effects of glucose as our body's fuel, cortisol as the saboteur of stress, and dopamine as the brain's desire center. Along with these, there is another scientific reality behind all hormones and metabolic processes: circadian rhythm and the biological clock. We are going to talk about a scientific reality that was deemed worthy of the 2017 Nobel Prize in Medicine, which is highly significant for the medical world. When you consume a nutrient, and how much light you are exposed to is just as critically important as what you consume for your body. If your circadian rhythm, which we call the biological clock, is broken, no matter how much you count calories or go on a diet, your body cannot get out of storage mode, and losing weight becomes incredibly difficult. Achieving this is in your hands. Synchronizing the inside of the cell and speeding up the metabolism comes down to learning about the biological clock. Today, I am going to teach you exactly how to achieve this. Do you think our eyes are only meant for seeing? Of course not. They are the most beautiful news center transmitting time to our brain. There is a tiny region in the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. This region is located at the very center of the brain in the hypothalamus, right behind the eyes. We call this the body's master clock. This region tells the cells in the body what time it is. So, what do you think it bases this time on? On light. When you wake up in the morning, the natural receptors in the eye detect the first beam of light and tell the SCN. The day has begun. Let's raise cortisol, kickstart metabolism, and initiate energy production. If you do not receive this signal, meaning light, in the morning, the body remains in night mode and operates within a biological fog all day long. It gets confused, wondering what to do and when. Let's remind ourselves of this once again. Losing weight is not just a calorie calculation. Even light management affects this process. Let's get to the matter of light. By looking at a bright blue phone screen in the middle of the night, we cause the brain to be deceived. Because the brain mistakes that light for midday sun. That blue light emitted from devices like phones, tablets, and lamps suppresses melatonin, the hormone of sleep and body repair. Melatonin's job is not just to make you sleep. Melatonin is one of the body's most powerful antioxidants and supports fat burning throughout the night. When you look at a screen at night because the brain thinks it is daytime, melatonin is suppressed, a dopamine spike occurs, and you find yourself rummaging through the fridge in the kitchen at midnight. This is exactly why you suddenly find yourself in the kitchen in the middle of the night. This is not a sign that your willpower is weak. It is a moment of pure hormonal chaos. There is a reality that science tells us about: peripheral clocks. These peripheral clocks reveal that there is a clock not just in the brain, but also in the liver, pancreas, stomach, and even fat cells. It is argued here that the liver, the brain, and the others must all show the exact same time. Let's say you consume food at 11 p.m. While the brain switches to midnight sleep mode, the liver goes into daytime mode to digest that food. In other words, one clock in the body shows day while the other shows night. This is called circadian misalignment. When the circadian rhythm is disrupted, the satiety hormone leptin stops being heard by the body. When food is consumed late at night, the synchronization between the pancreas, meaning insulin, and the liver breaks down. The body is forced to deal with digestion during the hours it should be performing its cleanup. This is the reason why you wake up in the morning feeling tired, bloated, and as if you haven't slept at all. Some studies explain that when all the body's clocks do not show the same time, the metabolism becomes paralyzed. This becomes one of the biggest causes of insulin resistance and stubborn belly fat. To lose weight, we must adjust not only what we eat but also our clocks accordingly. Our body has two shifts: a day shift and a night shift. While digestion and energy production are carried out during the day shift, cleaning, meaning autophagy, is performed during the night shift. Fat burning takes place during the night shift when insulin is low, starting the day and nutrition with the sun, and ending nutrition after the sun sets, tells the body that digestion is over and it can now begin cellular cleanup. Constantly consuming food and snacking disrupts this balance. It's time to learn how this circadian rhythm works. Between 6 o'clock and 8 a.m., the body begins to wake up, cortisol levels rise, and insulin sensitivity is at its highest level. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the stage where metabolism and digestion speed reach their peak. 3 to 5 p.m. is the time interval where body temperature and muscle strength are at their highest. 18 to 20 hours, melatonin begins to be secreted, digestion slows down, and the body prepares to rest. So, how can we integrate this into our daily lives? The first 30 minutes after waking up is the critical time when the receptors in the eye send signals to the SCN. It is very important to go out onto the balcony for at least 10 to 15 minutes right after waking up, look at the sky, and absorb that natural light outside. After the sun sets, starting from 20 hours in the evening, it will be very beneficial to turn off the ceiling lights at home, switch to warm-toned lamps, set your phone to night mode, and slowly put it aside. Blue light affects not only melatonin but also ghrelin, the hunger hormone. Therefore, reducing blue light in the evening is a move that will save you from standing in front of the refrigerator at midnight. I mentioned that our body and our liver also have a biological clock. This clock starts ticking the very moment you take your first bite. Therefore, stopping nutrition 3 to 4 hours before sleep will support fat burning. For instance, if you are someone who goes to sleep at 23:30, you might need to close the kitchen by around 20 hours. As you can see, the body does not work solely on mathematical calculations. There are many factors that follow this. The circadian rhythm beautifully aligns glucose, cortisol, and dopamine, because the body is programmed for this exact alignment. Once you start keeping pace with this natural rhythm, you will already see the difference, because the body will finally stop fighting you. Losing weight is, of course, influenced by these processes, but feeling good is also a major factor in your process of adapting to this programming. Let's get to the homework for this video. When you wake up in the morning, let your first task be going to the window and focusing on the light in the sky, rather than checking your phone, and let shifting your evening dinner time 1 hour earlier be your homework. Take this step to keep up with and truly feel your own biological clock. Let's see how many days over the course of 1 week you will be able to complete these tasks. I will be tracking your results in the comments. Class dismissed, lesson over.